Chiefs fan that goes by the moniker of Chiefaholic. He usually wears like a wolf costume and then has his jersey on top of it. He goes to all the away games. He's at the home games. Well, this past weekend, he was actually apprehended and arrested for attempted bank robbery in Oklahoma. It is said that he was on his way to Houston to attend the Chiefs game in Houston, and that he stopped in Oklahoma to get him some, he was stopping at the ATM, I guess, so he could have money to travel
Get
on
some
down.
gas money.
I want to pose a question on the good, bad, or ridiculous. Is it good, bad, or ridiculous that, fans would go to such extremes to support their team? I'll start with you, Johnny, quick.
I can't hear John.
Can't hear you, brother. We can't hear you, John.
We still can't hear you.
I think you're about to mine.
While John works out his audio difficulties, I'm gonna move on to you, Mr. Coleman, because I know you are a Super Chiefs fan. I don't see you breaking the law to support the team, but
yeah, I just think that count. Before we move on, I got to talk about John because his ass always talking about people being technically challenged and shit, and his ass can't even talk. So I'm not gonna let that shit slide. I'm gonna wait for him to come back though, but I'm not gonna let that slide. Well, man, it all depends on how you look at it. Some might say it's ridiculous. He's taken by any means necessary to another level. Sure, you got to get to Houston to support your team. The crazy, he robbed the bank in the same mask he wore to the games. That's the crazy part. He only got one mask. He don't got a robbing mask and a game mask. He got the same mask he wore to the games. That's what he was robbing the bank at. Now, I'm glad John's back. Right. Your ass for not being able to talk because you always talk about people being technically challenged, and it was on you tonight. Can you talk yet? Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you. Finally.
We hear you now.
Okay.
We hear you now. Probably could have got
what
to
I
work
was
if you hadn't been
saying,
over there drinking before the show.
He's
you know me.
Man, he is a little tipsy.
Yeah. He is tipsy.
I see his eyes. Look at him.
Cheeks so rosy right now, boy. Look at him. He just joy. Joy down.
Whiskey will make your cheeks rosy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But H2O keeps you hydrated. And that's my drink of choice is H2O. And the part of the fans is
just because you put ice cubes in it, don't mean you can call it water. Yeah, you can't call it water just because you got ice cubes in it, John.
Hey, I'm just letting you know.
What is Arnold Palmer? Are you drinking that Arnold Palmer?
He's like, are y'all done yet?
So.
All right, John. Go. What? Good, bad, or ridiculous?
Well, the fan part is as abbreviation of fanatic. So there's good fanatics and there's this case extreme fanatic because I guess he was going to the bank allegedly. Let me say that to make a withdrawal of money that he didn't have and he wanted to use their funds and get it the best way he can or could at the time so he could travel down and enjoy the Chiefs game. That's a little extreme and a little ridiculous. But as far as the overall question is being, can fans be good at being a fanatic fan? I would say there's some good to that in different areas, as long as it doesn't bring harm to anyone else, like robbing a bank.
They got insurance. It don't harm nobody.
JP, good, bad, or ridiculous.
And Coleman would know since he managed the bank before.
Yes, FDIC, baby.
You know, right. I would, if I was having a conversation with him, I would pose two questions. One of which is, are you able to engage in this behavior because you are neglecting more important things in your life, or are you able to engage in this behavior because you lack more important things in your life? Because when it gets to the point where you are that consumed as a fan, it's typically because of one reason or the other, and both would be a problem. It would be a problem if he's neglecting more important things in his life, and obviously it would be a problem if he is lacking more important things in his life. What I think would be interesting, because he's fairly well known, I'm kind of surprised that I think that the Chiefs, a player, should give him enough money for him to be able to travel to these games, because he is their number one supporter. And so he shouldn't have to rob the ATM to go to the Chiefs game. I think if you was a Chiefs player and you have millions of dollars, your number one fan should not be robbing the ATM to make it to the game. They should hook him up.
Nobody said he was the number one fan. Okay, it said
he's
infamous. Yeah, Chiefaholic.
He's an intense fan,
and he's also a KSU fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he attends a lot of their games as well on the road and everything.
Is he robbing banks to get to the K-State games?
No, that's only 2 hours. He can get there.
Yeah, he can get there.
You can hitchhike to Manhattan.
Yeah, it is a sign that a person needs to step back and take a look at their life, though, and ask themselves, okay, how did I come to be in this position?
So I got a question for JP. So last week you basically diagnosed us and said that all of us were crazy and we had the diagnosis for some form of symptom. What is your diagnosis, since you just gave that ridiculous ass answer talking about the Chiefs should pay for him to travel around the country going to games? What does that make you? Are you a psychopath for that one? What is your diagnosis for that shit?
He should be traveling with them. He should be traveling with the Chiefs.
I'm like, what is your diagnosis for that shit?
There's some people would disagree by him being the number one fan, because there's a lot of fans that figure that they're number one.
Yeah, but do they love the Chiefs to that degree?
Were they robbing banks?
Is
that the bar?
Some other strange things will change. You never know.
Is that the bar though? If you ain't robbed no banks, you ain't no real fan.
No. No, not saying that the other fans. I'm not saying that other fans are not fans. What I'm saying.
How far are you willing to go to support your team?
I'm saying. Douglas Bank gonna have a stop and desist on Gerald ass. You got us robbed.
I'm just saying. When it gets to the point where because it might be considered, I mean, I don't know him, but if he has centered his life around attending Chiefs games and K-State games, I guess, it could be considered along the line of either one of the anxiety disorders, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. He's obsessed with the Chiefs. Or it could just be an addiction. Regardless, it has consumed his life to the point that now he's robbing That's serious.
It's funny
how he was gambling on getting to the game.
Diagnosis. Yeah, it's funny these diagnoses now, because it used to be back in the day he was just trying to keep up with the Joneses. Now he got a clinical diagnosis for it. Shit.
Now, when it comes to fans, And when you think about celebrities who have been stalked, who have come home and there's like somebody breaking into their mansion, that's a level of obsessiveness at that point. And when people,
I think that's the standard definition of fanatic.
yet when a person becomes obsessed, they're totally consumed. Here's something to think about. On some level, I think most people can relate to being a fan, a huge fan. What the hell's going on? Did they get tired or something? They got tired. They decided to take it down. Both of y'all got tired at the same time. But think about it. Here's a question for y'all. What celebrity or sports team or whatever would you consider yourself a huge fan of? Not to the point that you're going to rob ATMs, but to the point that you may go above and beyond as a fan what might be considered the average level of adoration.
Okay, I guess I ain't got nobody like that because I ain't going above and beyond.
Me neither.
I'm a diehard Chiefs fan, but I am not about to commit anything criminal, take anything away from my household so that I can go and support millionaires. That doesn't make sense to me.
Okay.
Yeah, I might break in a building or something if I could run up on Beyonce and give me about 25, 30 minutes. I break in a building, something like that.
Okay.
I ain't gonna rob no banks, but
So
I'll do a breaking and entering though.
Beyonce.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it's a couple of them.
Johnny.
Beyonce ain't alone in that category. There's a couple of them get a little bit of breaking and entering.
Yeah.
Okay. So Beyonce might push Coleman over the sanity line slightly. Johnny, what would push you over the sanity line a little bit?
I can't think of anything. I look good in orange, but not every day.
Let me get on my Twitter line. I'll give y'all a few more of them.
Okay.
Well, if you're gonna talk about Twitter, though, I don't know if you're going to have to really break and enter. All you gotta do is let them know you coming.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just saying that'll give me suggestions. I got a wish list.
Now they may say, can you jump off of my dresser in it? Hey.
Okay.
Well,
I got one or two good jumps left in me.
What about you, JP? Oh, Patti LaBelle or Janet Jackson? Which one? We know it's either one of those.
Yeah.
They both got restraining order on.
I have been guilty of traveling and seeing,
but that's not above and beyond. That ain't above and beyond. Unless on your travels you robbed you a bank along the way, or hit up a jewelry store.
That wasn't my question. That wasn't my question. My question
probably
was,
gave him therapy while he was robbing the bank, though.
Who is it that could possibly push you slightly over the line of sanity over into insanity? And so
you
for
me, traveling a long ways, that ain't no over insanity though, man.
Well, I'm not.
How many times? You have to look at how many times.
I'm not insane, so no. So I'm just saying that the one person who might push me across the line, like Janet is launching a new tour. I did immediately get my tickets. I will probably see 2 or 3 shows in 2 or 3 cities. I'm not going to rob any ATMs. But for Janet or for Patty, I could probably push that line of sanity a little bit.
See, it's and I thought it was funny that LV's question though.
What?
Because LV is saying that traveling in itself isn't a problem, right? Then when you start breaking that down, what exactly does that mean? So I think you had the potential to say, all right, draws is a couple of 100 miles away. Will you drive to get them draws? So LV saying putting a little time in the car, put a little tread, a few miles on your whip to make make some shit happen. That ain't foreign to him. That ain't crazy.
LV.
Because JP's like, I'm on 3 states.
But we ain't talking
to
about
see,
me. We
Miss
talking about shit.
What is
See,
the
I
worst?
ain't on here lying saying that I'm not insane. I ain't never claimed to be sane. You know what I'm saying?
What's the
I ain't
first
gonna
What
lie.
is
Uber
the
drive?
worst thing? Here's a question. Because the worst thing I've ever done was when myself and Derek managed to get some backstage passes and snuck up onto Patty's floor in a hotel in Vegas. That was as extreme as it's ever gotten. What is the most extreme thing that y'all have done? LV, have you traveled hundreds and hundreds of miles to like get to some woman?
No, I ain't traveled no 100 miles, but I've done probably some foolish things. I mean, I've been creeping around like I was the cat burglar or something.
I have. Yeah.
You know.
We was in school, man. One time on spring break, we went from Manhattan. I went out to Philly. Yeah, back in my Jamae days.
Okay.
Got there and she wasn't even home. My boy was like, you should go ahead and ride on up to New York with us. I was like, nope, I'm staying. I got my bags and sat in the lobby and waited.
Well, after traveling, yeah, you would need to do that.
No, that ain't why he waited.
People travel for love all the time. I'm not sure that really pushes the sanity line.
That wasn't love.
Yeah, I was broke. I was broke right there. I had to borrow that money and pay it back when I got my income taxes back. True Love gave me the money. Yeah, True Love gave me the money to make that trip. Yeah, I paid her back when I got my taxes.
You know that giving is a perfect transition for what I want to talk to you guys about tonight. Ain't nothing specific. I just like coming, shit, whatever coming to my fucking mind. If I want to say motherfucker shit, goddamn asshole, shit just come out. You know what I'm saying?
You strung it together there.
How about giving?
He did. With a dangling
would it be in the holiday? Would it be in the holidays time of the season right now? Just what I like to ask each of you, what are you doing to make this the best of your holiday this year? Is it with family? Is it that because you got this little shorty on the side that you ain't telling nobody about, that you giving this experience to?
The grown man experience.
I just said an experience. I ain't talking about nobody in specific. I'm just saying. All that out there.
Called you out, Johnny. Quick.
Because shorty on the side. You're not talking about yourself. JP's married. Coleman's married. So who else could you be talking about?
No, right. Now
experience.
Hold on. Now I know that they don't, but they could have a shorty on the side. I know they don't. So you can't eliminate them and put it all on you by that. That's all I'm saying.
He know who you was talking about.
Yeah. So now you said making it the best. Well, I plan to spend time with my family on Sunday. One of my friends, it's me, so I don't need to put up a holiday tree or decorate anything. Apparently, she thought I needed a little tree, so she got me a little tree. a door thing that said Happy Holidays and a placemat that says Merry Christmas. So I put those things up just to
all
be
right
festive.
then, Scrooge.
She didn't get you no sheets and a blanket.
No.
So
That dramatic pause, though.
did y'all decorate the tree together? Was it a quality time moment?
It came already decorated.
Really?
And I'm supposed to keep it watered just so it'll stay alive.
Oh,
she got you a live tree.
Oh, and she
Say
decorated
now.
the shit before she brought it over.
Had it decorated.
You gotta tap that, John. You gotta tap that down. John, you gotta tap
a
that.
pre-decorated live tree?
She decorated that at her house, John. You gotta tap that down.
Decorate.
You gotta tap that, John.
Yeah, she's a keep. She sounds like she has keeper potential.
I don't know about keeping, but you at least need to tap that. You need to pay her back. You need to reward her for her efforts.
Yeah, you
I'm
do
glad
owe
she's
her.
out to this show. So
did she
Because
come over?
she out of town, I mean, she
We
can't
online.
listen. We global.
Online.
Don't you know that? We global.
she's on a cruise. She's on a cruise, so I'm sure she's not going to be able to connect.
She'll catch it later. Did she come over and see the tree?
With her.
Oh, she brought it. Oh, she delivered it. Okay.
Yeah.
So what did the two of you put your sign on the front door?
Did you tap that?
So who else has some holiday?
Did you tap that?
He's like, move it on.
Did you give her some jingle bells? Some mistletoe?
Did you hear that, John? Did you hear the bells? Did you make her hear bells?
Listen, seriously, before we move on.
Are you listening?
Before we move on, like, she really put forth some effort. I mean, a live tree. Yes. She showed up with the tree. It's already decorated. All you had to do was get the cocoa and the marshmallows out and some cookies, and y'all had an evening.
Tap that ass.
Sounds nice.
Oh yeah, we enjoyed ourselves. Yeah.
I'm sure. You see, there we go. Okay. Let's get to it.
I'm glad she's going to accompany you to your family's home. That's good. That's good. I thought you said she was. So who's going with you to your family? You said a friend was going to come.
I'm going to. No. Don't start putting words. I said I'm going to my family's for holiday dinner. I didn't say anyone's accompanying me. We're not gonna make it more than what it is.
What you doing?
I'm going to my family
for dessert. What you doing for dessert? Is tap that falling through?
I'm going to my family, so going to my family.
You got it. You didn't say you were spending the night.
Who's he doing for dessert?
Huh?
All right, I'm gonna cut you some slack for now, John, just for the moment. But I'm coming back around. I'm gonna circle back.
Oh, you come back.
JP, how
circle back?
Oh, I am.
Oh, John, tap that.
JP, how about you, man?
I really don't have. I'm not really doing anything extra special. We are leaving tonight to go and see my in-laws because Sashi loves her grandparents, so we try to spend as much time with them as possible, but that's kind of what we always do. I'm not really doing anything extra special or out of the ordinary. No. Sashi will be making desserts. And so the grandparents will think that's sweet.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu, on the dessert menu?
She's gonna make some pecan pies, a hummingbird cake, over the rainbow hummingbird cake, and a strawberry cake with cream cheese frosting. So my baby can cook.
Okay, so who has sous chef?
She handles business in the kitchen.
Who's our sous chef?
JP.
Okay.
She lets me help out a little bit.
Oh. Oh.
So that lets you know they might all the dessert JP wants.
That's why I had that follow-up question.
Yeah,
That's why
that baby ain't asked for no pecan pie.
No.
She actually doesn't eat a lot of sweets, but you know, I'm following her.
I can't wait till she get older. I'm gonna tell her your daddy been lying on you for years, baby.
She does not eat pecan pie.
I know.
That's true.
He felt compelled to tell the truth because you know we gonna tell
her. Right.
But she gonna make them pies.
Mr. Coleman?
Man, this is family time, bro. I'll be honest. If I don't get family time during the holidays, I don't do well. So I don't, unless my family's traveling or something like that, I don't really travel on holidays. I just go wherever the family gonna go. So if everybody say they going to Africa, I'll be in Africa that year. You know what I'm saying? If they say they're gonna be around the corner in my sister's house, I'll be around the corner in my sister's house. So it's just family, man, and you know, hanging out, eating. For me, it's not so much about. I enjoy seeing the kids get gifts and things of that nature, but it's just about, you know, getting rejuvenated, having that family time, getting myself prepared to go into the new year. You know what I'm saying? If you can't be joyful and in good spirits at this time of year, if you can't be thankful and see all the blessings that have come throughout the year, just because it's so in your face, if you can't do that, if you can't have that type of reflection, I don't know if you're capable of having it. And I'm not saying people need to have it because it's Christmas. I'm saying at this time of the year, when we know we're about to transition to a new year, when everybody around you is saying, look at the things that you can be thankful for from Thanksgiving through the Christmas season. If you can't do it at that time of year, it's kind of hard to imagine that you'll be able to do it. And that's not to speak, you know, to people who have tough times during the holidays. My grandmother passed on Christmas. So I know that that can be tough, but Christmas was also her favorite holiday. So it still brings me joy. So, but just family, man. You know, LV and Laird coming through, man. I'm looking forward to being with my family.
Man, it's funny you say that because tomorrow marks the passing of my grandmother. And I had thought about that today. So yeah, I can respect that.
Yeah. So
hearing you say that, there is something that I want for us and our listeners to think about, because we have sat here and painted a picture of being truly blessed with family and able to enjoy and appreciate having our families. Something that stands out for me a lot during the holidays is sessions increase because a lot of people experience seasonal depression. And then the seasonal depression kicks in when fall and winter start. And then when the holidays begin to kick in, you have that additional layer of holiday blues on top of the seasonal depression. And for a lot of people, it becomes unbearable. And so last week, we kind of talked a little bit about Twitch and the suicide of Twitch. Something to think about is, you know, everybody's talking about how horrible and awful it is and feeling absolutely, you know, feeling terrible for him that he was in such a dark place that he committed suicide. What I don't hear people talking enough about is the fact that he left 3 children.
Yes.
One of which is 3 years old. And since I have a 3-year-old, that really resonated with me because when your child is 3, you are the center. That's that age where you are the center of their whole universe. Like
Mhm.
you walk in the room and their eyes light up like you are everything to them. And so something that I want people to think about, especially those who are struggling with depression, uh, seasonal depression, holiday blues, because they have lost family members. I want everybody to think about how what this Christmas is going to be like for his children. Um, so soon after him committing suicide, and for all of those parents out there who are battling depression, I want them to think about the fact that yes, life can become unbearable at times, but when you choose to have children, you are choosing to be there for them, to be in their lives, to take care of them from birth to adulthood. And so I know that people may not like what I am, saying, but it is selfish to put your children through that level of heartbreak because life has become unbearable. And so, something that we all have to remember is during those moments where life seems and feels so unbearable, you have to think about the fact that as you look back over your life, I have never heard any person say that when they are at the depths of depression, that they have always felt that way 365 days a year over the course of their entire life, which means that yes, you may hit those depths, but obviously people rise back from it. And so when you have kids, you don't get to just commit suicide and leave 3 kids without you age 3 to 15. And another thing that it made me think about, some years ago, I saw I had a kid in therapy whose mother did not win the custody battle, and the father got custody. And so she sent a message to her kid, um, basically saying goodbye, that she was upset that she did not get custody, and then she killed herself.
Mm.
From that moment on, that kid constantly struggled with suicidal ideations because when a parent commits suicide, the message that it also sends to their children is that suicide is a solution to when you are feeling overwhelmed with life. And so, as his therapist, from that point on, I was in a constant battle just to keep him alive because every single time he was distraught, overwhelmed, feeling depressed, that became his solution. Part of it was because he wanted to be with his mother. But another part is because it's like, well, that's what we do. And the schools also report that they have an increase in suicide when like a kid has committed suicide because it sends that message, that okay, that's my way out. And so as parents, I just feel like we have to look beyond ourselves and look at how our decisions and our actions impact our children on a psychological and on an emotional level. No child should have to live with my father committed suicide. And a lot of times, what kids end up expressing in therapy is my parent didn't love me enough to stay alive for me. My parent was having a rough time, but why didn't they choose me? Why didn't they love me enough? And kids are naturally egocentric. So the other thing that they constantly question is
Shit.
how was this my fault? What did I do wrong? What could I have done to save my parent? Is this because I made bad grades? Is this because I was not a good enough kid? Like, they naturally blame themselves for the suicide of that parent. And so everybody's talking about, oh, we feel so horrible for Twitch. We feel so horrible for Twitch. And I'm not saying that I don't feel horrible for Twitch. What I'm saying is I feel horrible for his kids. I feel so horrible for his kids that it is difficult to see beyond that to him.
Right.
Whew.
And like I
Oh,
said,
I need therapy after that shit.
I gave you at the
Right.
beginning. When I said he has the largest heart for the victims. You always find the victims in everything and make sure that we stand up for them. That's what I love about you.
Listen,
I love that about you.
y'all know he be in graveyards kicking over tombstones and pissing on people's graves.
Right.
Twitch better watch out. Shit, Twitch
He's
better watch
coming
his
for you.
head.
Janet better not be performing in whatever city he buried in.
Woo.
He's gonna be on the rampage and be a fanatic and kick over his tombstone. How dare you leave your kids behind? How dare you be inconsiderate? How dare you be
advocate
selfish?
for all victims, far and wide. Even what did he call them one people? The dumb people he said that was ignorant, inbred. Even the inbreds,
Yeah, the inbred.
Listen,
even the inbreds, if they a victim, hey, he got your back. He got you.
the
He
inbreds
got
ain't
you.
got to get buried. He gonna piss on them on sight. So them on
Picking
sight.
them off one by one.
Inbreds, Gerald be like, there's like a man on the plaza just whipped his penis
Hey,
out.
you know,
Gerald pissed on the inbred.
hey, you know, he get that from his far distant cousin because he said we all related. The cousin that he hates so much that
We are all at least 50th. Oh, this is something good to talk about since it's Christmas time and the birth of the Lord. It has
From Adam and Eve. Okay, we're related.
It has been scientifically proven that all humans came from one man and one woman. And it is because of that we are all at least 50th cousins.
right. That's why we say that's
Yeah.
the trait you and your cousin got. Maybe that's why he hate him so much. Maybe that's because he ain't pissing on graves. He pissing on people.
Kevin
instead of
Samuels,
graves.
38th cousin.
I
on your
have
daddy's
disowned those people.
side. And R. Kelly, your 12th cousin on your mama's side. I mean,
I have
Right.
disowned them people. Them people are not my cousins.
But y'all have similar traits though. It's in the DNA.
Them people are not my cousins.
It's in the DNA.
they talking about
one
people
yeah.
just like you talking about people.
150th.
Show up at the barbecue talking about, hello, cousin.
Gerald pissing on
Them people are not my cousins.
Right. Put some
Those
money on this book.
degenerates.
She's family.
Hey, let me know
Listen,
another
the
question.
only time I believe in evolution is when it comes to those degenerates. See, the rest of us are at least 50th cousins. Those degenerates evolved from monkeys.
Okay, next question. I want to know if you all subscribe to the train of thought of New Year's resolution, since it'll be the new year next week. Do you believe in having a New Year's resolution, or do you just pretty much just try to be me myself? I don't really say I have a New Year's resolution every year, but I'll sit back and reflect how the year went, and then try to set goals how I can be a better person throughout the entire year, not just for 8 weeks, and then fall back into the same train of things.
Well, I don't set resolutions because I'm not trying to resolve anything. What I do is I set goals to accomplish for the year. And so I set out what I want to do, when I want to get done, and what I want the conclusion of the year. Did I reach these goals? Did I make them? Some people words. My thing is when you write it down, it's a contract you make with yourself because you have actually taken the steps and actually write it. And I say goals.
Sometimes I can't
Brother
stand
Cole.
John. Sometimes I can't stand John.
He's so intellectual. He's
I
so
don't
intellectual.
make a resolution because I'm not trying to resolve anything. Fuck you, man. I made some resolution shit.
Hey, that's you. You resolve yourself.
Motherfuckers, the economists.
He's always gonna have something
you know what I'm
catchy to
saying?
say.
I'm talking about, don't you ever try to ruin my party.
That experience. It's part of that experience.
You know what I'm saying? You're trying to piss on me, John. Oh Lord. You know, I really don't care if people call them resolutions, goals, the burning cup. There are a number of different ways. Like John said, the vision board. There are a number of different ways you can do it. I do. I try to strive to be a better person in the new year, and I try to do that through saying I'm going to accomplish these things. It may be, mentoring someone. It may be my relationship with my sons, trying to change that. And I have a good relationship with my sons, but I'm always trying to look for ways that I can improve that relationship because they're getting to that teenage stage where I want to make sure that I remain part of the conversation, that I don't miss out on the conversation. So yeah, I subscribe to it and I try to go by it. And then it also, like you all said, at the end of the year, it gives me a chance to reflect back and say, what did I miss? Why did I miss it? And was it something that was worthwhile and that I should try to be more committed to it in the new year, in the next phase of my life. So yeah, I do that stuff for the upcoming year. It's about being healthier, staying engaged with my mental and physical health. It's about spending more quality time with my kids and helping them develop positive relationships with the people and the things around them. It's about work, trying to be more impactful with the people I work with and honing the ways that I develop the people who are on my team, trying to do a better job of that. So I have several that I want to do. I need to do a better job of staying in touch with people. That's a weak suit of mine, but that hasn't risen to the highest spot on my list for right now. But yeah, I subscribe to it, and I actually try to
Hey,
go about
Coleman,
living it to a degree.
I know earlier in the year you was walking. Did that last until now to continue that walking?
It didn't when I went to Spokane off track because I was working 7 to 7, and then I got to call my kids and do homework. And I was actually because in Spokane I was 2 hours behind. So I read with my
Mhm.
sons every morning, even when I'm on the road. So they would get up. My oldest son would get up at 5:30, which means he was calling me at 3:30. So I would be up from
Mhm.
3:30 the rest of the day, and then at night I do homework with him. Got to chop it up with the wife, watch some TV and stuff like that. So I got away from it when I was in Spokane, and I'm back to it now. Man, it's just trying to do a little bit better, man. Trying to do a little bit better than I did yesterday.
I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Shit, no, not
JP.
using the words you be using.
um, I don't really think about it in terms of like New Year's resolution. I think I have the same, if we're going to call it that, I have the same resolution of just being a better person this year than I was last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. A better person this week than I was last week or the week
So
before.
quit
the week
calling people
before.
inbreds.
Because last week you was
No,
tripping.
no, I
And quit
included that.
And
I
quit
mean
kicking over Tombstone.
Pissing on grave.
I do better, like you guys are saying. I do better with shorter, more measurable goals. Um, one big goal for the year is a little hard to stick with. Shorter, measurable goals tend to be more in alignment with something that I can stay focused on. But I think all of us have the overall goal of just being better and looking at, like Coleman was saying, looking at areas of our lives where we could stand to be better. When you get to the point where you're no longer doing that, then you have to ask yourself, okay, what is your purpose at that point? Like, if you have nothing to work on, to work towards, is it because you've reached perfection or because you've stopped caring? You have become apathetic. And so, hopefully none of us reach a level of apathy where we're like, I'm not working on anything, I'm just existing. That's a bit.
So 2023, I should start liking people, huh? Is what you're saying.
It would be nice, or at least admit that you like people.
Right.
It's
Right.
the latter.
Yeah.
He like that chick who bought him the tree.
Okay.
He likes a
That's
lot of
different
people.
Story.
The truth shall set you
Yeah,
free.
that's a different story. Yeah.
That's
He
That's
doesn't
Yeah,
want to
that's
admit
different.
to liking people.
For someone who tells so much truth, I don't know why you struggle with it sometimes when you talk with us. I'm almost offended. Almost.
People know I don't like people.
How can you be as extroverted as you are and not like people?
But at every
Now, there's the
event,
word that is wrong. I'm not extroverted. What
Really?
is
You just go to everything.
if you really know,
he's on.
I know.
I mean, John is an A-lister. A-lister
No.
people.
You
He's
know what I'm
on
saying?
everybody's
No.
invite list. For somebody who doesn't like people, he's always at the event.
Let me
In a photo. With a photo op.
Always in the mix.
Explain this to. Oh no. Let me explain this to you. There's a difference between liking people and advocate for people. I will advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves. I will try to make sure they have a vision.
So you cannot say
Maybe
that
some
you
Now,
people
he is not talking about advocacy. He's talking about you are always in the mix.
But no, let me
you
tell
ain't
you now. Matter of fact, people know I don't go anywhere. You might see me a couple of times. That's because the ones that I consider friends and family, if they invite me, I will attend. But if it's left to me, I am not going anywhere. Matter of fact, the person who got me a treat said, "Don't be a hermit over the holidays. You need to get out." Because everybody knows I will not go anywhere.
That's something totally different.
That is so. First thing,
so all these Facebook pictures we be seeing you in and shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Who you be advocating for at them parties? The pole dancers?
What the hell kind of hermit is everywhere?
I'm not the pictures. The pictures is I don't take pictures, and so this one day I was like, y'all better get your pictures now because I am not taking any.
That's just one event, though. There have been multiple events, John. Yeah. Come on, man.
You are always in the mix.
Standing somewhere with a woman behind you with her titties on your back, trying to. Come on, man.
We are gonna keep it real on this podcast, John. Going out of 2022. You are always in the mix.
Maybe that's what we should do for next week. Ask people to call in. Do you see Lil Jon anywhere? Because matter of fact, in that video, I even said, so the word on the street, you have been looking for me because I don't go out.
You just wasn't where they were.
You are always out and
you just wasn't where they were.
I can't think of anything that you do not show up at.
If it's an A-list event.
You be having the grown man.
private
the grown
session.
man experience that can happen on the road. That can happen at the house. That
Right,
can
it
happen
travels. That's what
several
I'm
different
saying.
ways.
Normally,
He
the grown man
travels.
experience, you got to get out to do that. It travels.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
That means you're not at
Uh-huh.
home. So when you're traveling, normally you interact with people, which means you're not alone. When you take pictures with people in the pictures, that means your ass was somewhere with other people.
Now that
I
Yeah.
challenge y'all to find 5 pictures of me, not the same day, in the last year or so. Find 5 pictures in the last year or so.
Well, but you
You just
already said you don't take pictures.
okay. All
Oh,
we
no,
got to
you
do is
just-
tell
Right.
people to start posting.
You just don't go to his
So
site. You go to
the
like
people
you go
out
to like
there
Lover and them
are
site. You'll find him.
Tag Little John in on the pictures you have from places you've been and you've seen him. Please tag him in on those pictures. Since he claims he hasn't been to only 5 places. I would guarantee.
No. I said I would have a picture. Is probably
He's
the
saying
same
it's only
day.
5 pictures. He's been to 20 events, but there's
Right.
only 5 pictures.
that he know of. That he got copied on.
If you go to an event in Kansas City, you are going to see him there. So I don't know what this woman's talking about. Don't be a hermit. Has she met you?
Mhm. She's known me for a long time.
So, Johnny Quick, you consider yourself to be introverted?
I'm extroverted when I have to be. If I don't do well at networking events because I don't like talking to
It
people.
don't work like that, do it?
Hey, if I know y'all, I
You
will
don't get
engage
to
with
you
y'all.
don't get to choose.
But if I don't
you
know
get to
anybody,
choose whether you
I don't
intro
talk-
or
I don't talk
extrovert.
But everybody know you. Everybody know you. So you talking about if I know you. So everybody know you in Kansas City.
That's
And I'm
why I said months ago I went to a strip gentleman's club, so nobody knew me.
strip
and wouldn't
bar.
talk to me.
A gentleman's club. A strip bar.
Exactly.
Listen, your life in this very moment is not a depiction of introversion. Introverts aren't doing podcasts. Introverts aren't in step shows. Introverts aren't at all these events. Introverts aren't really doing advocacy. Introverts don't tend to reach leadership positions. Like what in your life is a depiction of being an introvert?
Well, see, I'm a very good actor. When I need to put it on and code switch, I can do that. When I don't need a code switch and just be to myself, I am quiet and nobody knows I'm there.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm very good at code switching.
He tries to use speech as a tool. Code switching.
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker, please.
Psychologically, if you play a role enough, you become that role. You are playing the role of extrovert so much that how can you say you're not an extrovert? Because it looks like the majority of your time is spent engaging in the activities of an extrovert. What are you, like 5% introverted?
That's the lie he's trying to tell himself.
I think that's what it is. He's trying to convince himself. Okay. And trying to convince himself that he doesn't like people. But he clearly
you know what, John?
loves people.
Where you trying to be, claiming, I mean, people now, I still don't like motherfuckers for real. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy being around people. I'll give you an example. I had to actually go into the office today. I haven't been in the office since COVID. And because we had a little holiday thing, I'm on a new team and all this stuff. And I've never met my boss face to face. And I've been working for a year and a half now. And then like, man, her boss and we were play games. You know, usually I'm like, man, I don't want to grind them motherfuckers, man. Fuck them people. You know what I'm saying? I see them on Zoom. That's it. That's all they need. Actually cool. They really genuine, good people. And you know, the old me would have just kept my said I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it because it wasn't mandatory. But you know, and I would have cheated myself off of that experience. Put me in a more jovial mood, kind of, you know. So get that up, man. I see the signs. I've been there. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Yeah. Yeah, Stu.
It's all right. Tell yourself you're tolerating them.
I feel like, and Johnny Quick, you let me know if you agree or disagree. I'm sure the part of you that's an introvert is going to disagree. But I feel like one of the things that enriches our lives the most, scratch that. One of the things that enriches at least my life the most is the human connections. I feel like when we connect with other humans, it touches our lives and leaves a permanent positive impression. And so, you know, today, for example, I won't allow clients access to the portal to schedule their own sessions because I like to control who's going to be seen when. Because some people I can start the day with, some people I can end the day with, other people I can't. Some people I can see on a Saturday, other people I'm not. And so, but I've been so busy realigning things to be able to go on vacation that I hadn't paid attention to my schedule. And so it was this morning I looked at the schedule and that's when I realized what it was. And so I work in 2 blocks. I do sessions from 12 to 3, and then I take a 2-hour break, and then I do sessions from 5 to 8 or 9 or 9:30. And that first block of sessions was with kids back to back, and they were so wonderful and incredible. Like, these kids were absolutely amazing. And after I got done with those sessions, I just sat and reflected on how blessed I feel that I get to spend my day connecting with other humans in ways where when I'm done, I feel blessed as if they have touched my life just because they are so wonderful and incredible. So I really think that our existence on the planet, and this has been scientifically proven, our existence on the planet, the level of happiness is determined by our human connections. This is the reason why when they have had children that they studied who have been locked in attics and denied human contact, it affects their entire development. Their entire development is halted. And what has also been scientifically proven is that when we are in the presence of other people who are in a positive mood, it releases hormones in us and elevates our mood. Even when you look in the face of a person who is in a bright, happy mood, it releases some positive hormones in you, the same as if you are exposed to someone who is really sad and down and depressed, that can also affect your mood. So our bodies, scientifically, started to be.
Hey, it's that time. Yo, it's been fun. It's been real fun. But you know what? We gotta run. Wish everybody out there happy holidays. Please like, share, subscribe, comment. I love y'all.